Healthy habit number 8 of 16 is to perform a daily stretching routine. Stretching is a terrific way to improve circulation, flexibility, posture, and performance, and decrease stress and your risk of injury. And these are the 10 principles for optimal flexibility from the book Stretch to Win by Ann and Chris Frederick. The 10th principle for optimal flexibility is to adjust the parameters to match goals. Adjusting the parameters to match your goals underscores the importance of customizing stretching techniques to align with specific needs, objectives, and conditions. This principle emphasizes that flexibility training is not a one size fits all endeavor. Instead, it requires careful attention to parameters such as tempo, intensity, duration, and frequency to achieve optimal results. Adjusting these parameters makes flexibility training adaptable to each individual goal, whether improving athletic performance, enhancing recovery, or maintaining long term mobility. This principle is vital for effectively targeting flexibility goals, maximizing training efficiency, and preventing injuries. One of the most critical parameters to adjust is the tempo or the speed of the stretching movements. Tempo influences the body's nervous system and muscle response. Fast, rhythmic stretching movements, commonly used in warm ups or dynamic stretching routines, are ideal for pre activity settings because they help activate the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for increasing blood flow and muscle responsiveness. This prepares the muscle for explosive actions and reduces the risk of strains by creating a state of readiness. Conversely, slow, controlled stretching is better suited for post activity recovery. This slower tempo promotes relaxation, calms the nervous system, and allows for a deeper, sustained release of tension, which can help reduce soreness and optimize flexibility over time. Intensity is another critical parameter that should be adapted based on goals of each person's condition. For someone recovering from an injury or dealing with tightness, lower intensity stretches are appropriate to avoid aggravating sensitive tissues. In contrast, advanced athletes seeking maximum flexibility may benefit from higher intensity stretching, such as using resistance techniques like proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation or PNF to push their muscles into greater ranges of motion. Matching the intensity to each person's needs ensures that stretching remains safe, effective, and aligned with each person's physical limits, supporting both progress and injury prevention. The duration of each stretch should also be tailored to each specific goal. Shorter holds, ranging from 5 to 15 seconds, are generally more effective for pre activity dynamic stretching as they quickly stimulate muscles without causing relaxation that could reduce responsiveness. However, longer holds of 30 seconds or more are beneficial post activity for achieving a deeper, more sustained release, which allows the muscles and fascia to gradually lengthen. These longer durations are particularly useful for improving long term flexibility as they give connective tissues the time they need to adjust and adapt to the stretch. Varying the duration based on the purpose of each stretching session ensures that each stretch achieves its intended effect, whether it's to energize, lengthen, or relax the muscles. Frequency of stretching is another parameter that should be adjusted to match specific flexibility goals. For people aiming to improve overall mobility or address specific tightness, daily or even twice daily stretching routines can promote faster gains. However, if the goal is to maintain flexibility, stretching 3 to 4 times per week may be sufficient to prevent loss of range of motion without risking overstretching. Athletes in high demand sports may also need to adjust their stretching frequency according to their training cycle, increasing it during the off seasons to build flexibility and reduce it during the competitive season to avoid fatigue. Adjusting frequency allows stretching to complement other aspects of training, which is going to optimize time spent and prevent overuse. This principle is essential because it enables flexibility training to evolve with the individual's progress, physical condition, and changing goals. For example, an athlete recovering from a hamstring strain may initially prioritize gentle, low intensity stretching with longer holds to restore range of motion gradually. As recovery progresses, they can increase the intensity, incorporate resistance techniques, and reduce duration to focus on functional flexibility. This adaptability is critical for maintaining motivation and consistency, as stretching routines can be modified to suit different levels of physical readiness and immediate goals. Adjusting stretching parameters also helps prevent injury by avoiding overstretching or pushing the body beyond its current limit. When stretching is too intense, too long, or too frequent, it can lead to strains, especially in ligaments and connective tissues that are not as elastic as muscles. By moderating these parameters to fit each person's needs, stretching becomes a safe and controlled practice that respects the body's natural limits, supporting sustainable flexibility gains without risking damage. Lastly, adjusting parameters also enhances training efficiency by focusing on the specific goals of each stretching session. People can spend their time on exercises that directly support their goals rather than following a generic routine that may not be relevant to their needs. People can optimize their stretching practices, whether aiming to improve performance, accelerate recovery, or maintain overall flexibility. The principle of adjusting parameters to match goals is critical to making flexibility training effective, safe, and individualized. By adapting tempo, intensity, duration, and frequency, stretching routines become targeted tools that can support a variety of goals and changing conditions from athletic performance to injury prevention and recovery. This customized approach enables flexibility training to be both purposeful and progressive, fostering long term success and making flexibility a functional asset that enhances quality of movement and overall physical health. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.